right, so today we're making champagne wishes. It's going to be a base of pink with some white swirls and some little Vitaburst beads on top to represent the fizzy part of the champagne. And so we already have my oils and butters all melted and my goat's milk and lye solution in here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that blended up. All right, so I'm gonna separate off just a little bit. That will be our white swirls. So I'm gonna pour that off here. All right, and to that we're going to add some activated charcoal, or not activated charcoal. That would be the opposite of white. We're gonna add some titanium dioxide. But right now we're going to add our fragrance oil, which this is a custom blend that I blended up. It's a champagne with a little fruitiness to get the more fruity nature of pink champagne, or at least in my opinion, of what pink champagne to me would be like. I don't know, haven't had champagne since, oh, I can't even remember. I don't drink, so don't drink alcohol, but did at one point remember I did have some pink champagne, probably before I was even allowed to be able to in high school. But anyway, speaking of which, this was actually inspired by the television show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. It was on in the like early 80s up until I think like 1995, something like that. Speaking of, I watched it in high school and actually just realized I added all my fragrance oil to that. So I'm not gonna have any in here, but that won't matter, won't be a big deal. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and add our titanium dioxide to this portion. So you need it to be just a smidge thicker, and the titanium dioxide will help with that. All right, that's better. I must have added way too much water to my premix, and I have just made a mess. All right, get that cleaned up because I can't stand messes, don't things. No messy. All right, so anyway, watched it in high school, and we're gonna go ahead and add our pink, which this is Rapture Mica from Nuture soap. But back in those days, I kind of thought that being rich was the highest achievement I could achieve or I could reach for. But it really did, I guess it really doesn't fit, or didn't fit who I really am. Maybe rather who I am really, I don't know. But it really didn't fit who I thought I was, or I think I am. You know, I don't know. You know, it doesn't fit who I am now, I guess, and I don't really know how it could have fit who I was back then, because I don't think we ultimately change that much. I guess it was kind of like that thing where I wasn't being true to me, just going along with what, you know, was popular and all that at the time, maybe. And really, I kind of guess I didn't understand, or didn't have the experience to know what I really wanted, if that makes any sense. Because I didn't know about the things at the time that would really ultimately, in the end, which I guess I'm only in my 40s, it's not the end yet, right? Things could change. Even now I change, but the core I don't think has really changed that much. But I'm gonna go ahead and get me mold, and we'll come back and give this a pour. All right, so back then, you know, I really, I dreamed of, like, I was a swimmer in high school and into college, but I dreamed of swimming pools and pink fizzy champagne and all that kind of stuff. Fancy purses, you know, trips to Paris, which I actually went to Paris during high school. Save a little bit of that for the top, maybe. Oh, the wrong one. And I need my white to do my swirl. I went to Paris and Spain with my foreign language classes, or club I think I was in. But it's just funny that I would have even had dreams like that, because it's just so far removed from ultimately what I wanted to do. What I really wanted was, it turns out, what I really wanted was to be Laura Ingalls and not Paris Hilton. But I guess, you know, it really is part of who I am in a small way, because I still do, I guess my husband would totally agree with the fact that it still is. I think he would say it is. And probably my son too. He always thinks I'm doing things that are too fancy for a farm, or caring too much about what things look like. Which is why I guess I make fancy soap, because it's my outlet for getting all that fancy in there. But, I mean, I still do kind of like all that stuff though, really, ultimately. I still dream about going to Paris. And I'm gonna get most of this pink on here because I want my little white beads to kind of pop on the top. I want them to be able to show up. And they wouldn't really show up on top of the white, right? But anyway, so I guess I still do have a lot of that in me. I still like fancy purses. I don't really have any, but I still kind of like them. And it really is not an important thing to me. I just like them, you know? It's not like something I achieve. I'd rather spend my money on a new chicken coop than like a, you know, $500 purse or whatever. There's things I'd much rather. I still like them, but I mean, it's not a priority for me not a goal. I'd rather spend money on chickens. We're gonna get the new chickens this spring. After we've had to rebuild our chicken pen, we're just gonna go ahead and make it bigger and get some more chickens. So I went from wanting a Gucci purse to Faverolles chickens. I guess that's an Italian breed, right? Faverolles, something like that. But I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and come back, and I'm gonna texture the top, and then we'll add our Vitaburst beads. All right, so let's go ahead and texture the top here. It's been so long since I've been in the studio making soap. Kind of forget how to do stuff. We took a break to do some things around the house, which I guess proves a little bit that I still have some of that high school teenager in me, because we've been making some aesthetically pleasing updates to our house. We have a 1960, it was built in 1960, and it's just a traditional ranch style house. I guess you would call it. It's not really traditional. It has a really cool roof line that doesn't really fit much. I guess, you know, it's probably a custom made house. We're actually only the third owners. The original owners built it, so it was custom built. It doesn't look like any other house I've ever seen. The roof line doesn't anyway. But, so, I mean, like, we just adding some things, putting some cool, like, industrial type things in our laundry room. So we're moving our things around, making it a new coffee bar area, which was originally out there. Then we moved it to the dining room. Now we're moving it back to the laundry room, which is also my husband's and my daughter's little art studio. They both paint historical and like Star Wars miniatures. So that's out there too. We have obviously a pretty big laundry room. It's a multi-purpose room, and my coffee bar is out there. A little espresso machine, which was our gift to ourselves, which also I guess makes me a little too frou-frou. But anyway, I guess I have, so maybe I have a lot more of that teenage self in there than I think. I'm just a more practical version. And my priorities have changed. Because I really actually kind of want everything to match, I guess. Outside, I want the farm to look I just want it to look a certain way. It takes us a while to do it because, you know, things are expensive. But I do repurpose. We do use a lot of the things that we try not to buy new. We reuse things, repurpose them, because you can still do that. You can still do that, even on a budget. Still make things look pretty. I just want to knock down those sides a little bit. Clean that up. Just a smidgen. All right, so this is Champagne Wishes, and it will be available pretty soon, but we're gonna leave this for about, this is gonna be available like towards the end of January. It's our January and into February soap release, but I'll put that down in the comment section. But anyway, we'll be back in about 18 to 24 hours, depending on humidity. With the cloudy weather and rain, it may be closer to 48 hours before I get out here to cut this up, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so we're going to see how Champagne Wishes turned out. I need to turn this on the side so we don't get any possible drag marks from those bursting beads, which I forgot to mention. The Vita Burst beads in white are from Wholesale Supplies Plus. So I haven't ever used these on top of a soap before. I've used bursting beads inside of a soap in the past, but haven't used them on top. They're kind of expensive, so I just wanted to use a few on the top there. But you still get the benefits of them. So that white portion kind of thickened up because I realized that my proportions were way off on my activated, oh gosh, why do I keep doing that? On the titanium dioxide premix that I had. Don't know what I was thinking, but so I had to add so much of it. Blend so much. And that kind of looks like some hairline and eyeballs. Anyway, these drop swirls are always fun. There we go, a little bit more white in that one. I was going for a nice pale pink. Didn't want it to be as bright pink as the Rapture is if you use enough of it to make it that color, but I used just a small amount so that I could get this nice, very pale pastel pink, because pink champagne, obviously not a really dark color like a wine. I mean, it is wine, I guess, technically, a fizzy wine, but it is very light in color. So that's what I was aiming for. And we got that, I think, pretty well. I'm happy with it. I wish the swirl had been able to get in there. I should have ran a hanger through it, but I didn't. So it is what it is, and it still looks good. So we're all right. It's okay. It's all good. No worries. It will still fulfill my inner teenager's wish for pink champagne. These days I'm more like a cup of coffee kind of girl instead of a champagne. I wouldn't want to. I don't need anything to make me tired. I get that way on my own. Work hard, get tired, go to bed, and sleep all right. That one kind of looks like it's got a semblance of a heart going there. I'm gonna get some latte art inside my champagne. That would have been cool. Have a couple hearts in there. This would be a good soap for Valentine's Day gift. It will be on our website towards the end of January, so perfect timing for Valentine's Day. I will be sure when I upload this video to put the actual date when this is available on there for you. It will be in the comment section. You just gotta go and click on that, and it opens up all of the details about things that are in the soap, where we like to buy from Amazon for soap making, and things that we use from different suppliers are listed there as well. If we had anything available that you would like to purchase that's in the video, you can just look in the comment section. But anyway, so this is our champagne wishes, and we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to subscribe, we do appreciate all of our subscribers very, very much for supporting our little business and our farm and our family business. And we do appreciate all of you. And if you'd like to get notified, just hit the bell. Otherwise, you won't be notified of videos, which I personally don't like that myself. So no worries if you don't want to get notifications. But we do like to aim to get one video a week out for you. So anyway, we thank you for watching, and we hope that you have a very, very blessed day.